All right. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day 2 of our India week here on Adventures with Sarah, our continuous program called Where in the World, where every week we're going to feature a different destination. Tuesdays are for cooking. Tuesday is Cucina Quarantena, and today we are being joined again by Chetan, live from Jodhpur, India. Good morning, Chetan.
Good morning from your time and good evening from my time.
What time is it for you?
It's a great time now that we are about to make chai, but otherwise it is just about 11:30 in the night.
Wow, it's very late. Okay. Thank you for staying up so late for us to do this wonderful thing. So we're going to do chai today. And so just to remind people, if you didn't watch the interview yesterday, Chetan is our local guide in India. And with him, I'm going to be doing a tour of northern India in 2022 in the fall. And that is open for signups. And Chetan is one of the most happy guides, and actually Reed, my partner in crime, has said that he thinks that Chetan is probably one of the very best tour guides he's ever worked with. So today he's going to show us how to make Indian chai tea. And before we get started, I just want to let you guys know that I'm going to put his recipe into the comments of this video. So if you would like to make it at home, you can. So take it away, Chetan. Show us how to do it.
Okay, everyone. So welcome to this terrific session of making chai, the Indian masala chai. But the first things first, chai or chai tea as people say it, tea is actually the English name or English translation for the word chai. Sometimes people do not know this, but that's how it is. The tea happens to be the English word for the local chai. In many connotation, tea is believed to be black tea, and that's how it translates directly into its simple layman language translation. For us, we would always be using chai, the word chai. In India, chia. In Nepal, cha. In the hill areas bordering Bhutan and the Indian side, che. Some part of the bordering Chinese provinces. But overall, chai is chai.
Hey, Chetan, could you turn the sound off? Can you turn the sound off on your other device? There's an echo.
Not able to listen.
No, I can hear you. It's just that turn the sound on your devices off.
Okay.
So there's not an echo. Yeah, thanks. Sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, so first, we'll talk about the ingredients of chai. First, you need water, right? The second most important ingredient for making chai, which is Indian chai, black tea mixed with milk. So you need to have milk. The only thing is, you need to have milk which is with the least cream or least fat. Right. So basically, you can go for the creamless milk, as we call it. Simple. You might want to boil it beforehand, you might not. That's absolutely okay. Right? And then we come with the ingredients. Some of the spices, when you add to the tea, it becomes masala or spiced tea. The masala chai, as we call it. Basic chai or basic tea, which you can refer to as plain tea, would be simple, having tea powder. This is how it looks.
All right, and remind me how much we're putting in, how much tea we're putting in. Chetan, remind me how much tea we're putting into the pot.
Yeah, I'm coming to the calibrated ingredients later on, but I'm just first now introducing all the items that we have.
Okay, great.
So you could see this is one type of tea, which is black tea. Right? Here it is. And that's another one. The main difference basically is in the granular size of the tea powder. So during the process of oxidization of this tea in the factory, adjusting the temperatures would determine the micron levels of the size of grains that would determine whether the tea would be more strong, less strong, giving you more flavor or giving you more color. In addition to that, we would be using certain day-to-day spices that are very easily available in our kitchen. To start with, the queen of spices, that's green cardamom. Yeah.
Now, cardamom is such a great spice. Americans don't often cook with it, though. So it's a little bit like sort of I don't know if it's cloves or cinnamon, something like that, right?
Absolutely. So here comes clove. So we have clove. People might also want to use nutmeg. So we don't use nutmeg as a whole, we need to crush it. And then here is the cinnamon stick.
All right. All right, and I got my cinnamon sticks here. Okay, and if you don't have all of these ingredients at home, it's okay. You can kind of improvise with some other things. All right. I think we've lost Chetan. Chetan, are you there? Chetan, we can't hear you. Chetan. Oh, yeah, we've lost him. Okay, hang on just a second. I'm going to get him on in just a second. This is the fun of live streaming with people who are 10,000 miles away, right? Here he is. Okay, he's back.
I'm
back. Okay. All right, where were you?
Probably I might have disappeared and had a sip myself. Yeah. Well, sorry for that glitch. Sometimes we do have a bit of erratic network up here because I'm literally on the outskirts of the city, right in a small village. Anyway, so we were talking about ingredients, right?
Yep.
First things first, for 4 cups of chai or tea, we would be measuring 3.5 cups of water.
Okay.
Now, is the standard cup. So basically in households, we would be using these. It probably translates, if we talk about calibration, into about 125, 130 milliliters of water in a cup. But you might be wanting to have a bigger one, so that hardly matters. You can actually go for maybe 2 cups of chai in that case.
All right, so I'm going to pour my water in.
What we are doing is we are measuring 4 cups. That's 1. 2. 3, and then as I said, 3.5.
Okay.
Half more, so 3.5 cups of water.
All right, yep, I got it.
Okay. See, in markets you might end up getting what we call as a ready-made galvanized masala mix for tea. That's already powdered form.
Okay.
What we generally prefer is that we would be rather making and crushing our own whole spices. That's what I would want to show. That's how we do it all the time.
Okay.
Fresh our spices, freshly grinded or crushed our spices, more flavor or aroma they would render to the entire ingredient. Now, traditionally, this is how we would be having. It could be of stone.
Yep.
Metal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wow.
Stone and metal, and we would also be using sometimes the wooden one.
Okay.
Just to.
Yeah.
Now, at the onset, let me also share with you that when we talk about these spices, we don't really go by the books. As mentioned in certain recipes, that these many pieces of certain spice need to be added, right? So, for these 4 cups, I would be taking 2 green cardamom,
Okay.
about 3 cloves,
Okay.
right? I would be adding couple of basil, holy basil leaves. If you have basil, that's fine. If you do not have, do not really worry about that.
Okay.
And yet something that is ginger.
Ginger. Okay.
Fresh ginger root.
So, about this much? Does that look right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, Sarah. So
Yeah.
look at this. We have this manual grater by which we can actually grate the ginger.
All right. That's easier. Easier than pounding it.
The idea is basically to take almost about the thumbnail size of the ginger piece and crush it.
Okay.
Right. So either you can put this entire mixture here where you are crushing, or you can also put this grated ginger in the water.
Okay. I'm going to do a little bit of pounding with my mortar and pestle, and then I'll put it in. You guys don't have a mortar and pestle at home, you should definitely get one. It's great therapy for COVID quarantine stress.
Now we are crushing it. You might want to add, if someone is feeling a little tired, a bit headachy, feverish, you can also add 2 or 3 black pepper pieces.
Really? Black pepper. Okay. I'll just put a little bit of cracked pepper in there. All right.
I wish this aroma permeates through the camera and reaches onto you. But Sarah can actually testify. This smells great.
It smells so good. Yeah. This is just, it's very refreshing.
Now, this water mixture is ready, right?
Uh-huh. Oh, and so, I'm sorry, I missed how much tea are we supposed to put in? I missed that part. Tell me.
Now, we're not adding tea yet.
Oh, okay.
So now that we have added mixture of spices with water, let's turn the heat on. Hey, Kathy.
This is Opal. She's been crying because she wants to be on screen. There you go. Now you've been on.
Oh, that's good. It's silent. Great.
Okay.
Okay, so we are starting heating of the mixture, and no sooner you notice a little bit of bubbling of water coming up, not up till the boiling point, but a bit, and you can literally feel the heat on the top of it. The moment you feel the heat, you would also realize there is a change in color of water.
Smells really good already.
Let me see if I can feel that. Here it is. On one of the cameras, you can see.
Yep.
And probably I try to show on the second camera as well. You might be able to notice a little change in color of water. Okay, I'm putting it back. So basically the water starts getting changed to a little bit of yellowish brown color because all the spices are now releasing their chemicals into it. And this is the perfect time when we need to add the tea powder.
All right.
A common definition of tea powder is that we use tea leaves, isn't it? That's what people say, tea leaves. But the tea leaf, never use tea leaf directly. All these tea leaves are plucked from the tea gardens, subjected to a 5-stage process in the factory, where they determine the granular size of tea or tea powder. In the tea bags, you actually get tea dust, if you know that.
Huh.
Right. That simply means that they've been subjected to very, very high temperatures to lower down the granular size to make them very, very seamless and smooth. Right. So for these 4 cups, I would be adding almost about 3 teaspoonfuls
Okay.
of tea powder. And would be a good idea to do a bit of stirring.
Okay.
Reduce the flame a bit and probably bring it to while it is still half set. Okay.
Right. Oh yeah, that smell already is. It makes me want to have a curry.
So
I wish
what
I
we're
had some
doing,
curry.
absolutely, and see, quite a few people have now resorted to the novel techniques of healing. One of them is aromatherapy. And what
This would do it.
aromatherapy is, or what therapy is, basically it's all differential composition of all these permutation and combination of spices so as to arrive at a particular flavor of aroma. While we are talking, please also keep an eye, Sarah, especially you, because I can see you are also cooking simultaneously. You would notice as we are cooking, the water starts to boil, and we need to cook it not on the full flame. Let's cook it only on a medium flame so as to let the spice mixture ooze out their aroma and their flavor. And there is a tug of war among all the spices and the tea. So what they're doing, hey,
Hello. Luca just said to me, this is my
so
son Luca, and my son Luca just said, I'm joining this and you can't stop me because he's been so excited to meet you. So
I mean, this
so
is
for him,
different things, exotic travels.
I'm today talking from Thailand.
you remember him from Thailand.
Thailand, right?
Well, he'll be
All right,
coming
so
to India at some point.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
All right, why don't you man the stove?
I'm reducing again, and let me show the mixture how it looks like. This is in the first camera. I hope you are
Yep,
able to
I can see it really well. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'll try to show it in the second camera as well. Is it
Yep.
visible a bit?
Yeah, ours looks similar. Yep.
Right. And if you smell it, it immediately allays migraine, stress.
I would agree
cold.
with that, yes. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, you put your face into that, I feel like I'm at a spa when I'm smelling that. It's so wonderful. Just putting that
Absolutely.
on the stove would be enough,
see,
actually.
Up till this stage, I've now raised the flame and I'm letting it to boil a little bit.
Okay.
Right? Now this is the stage that we have not yet added any milk.
No.
So if you do not add milk at this stage and strain it, filter it, this becomes the English black tea with spices or English masala tea. But here we are making its Indian cousin, chai. So now comes the main point where we add milk and the black tea gets transformed into what we call as chai. So you remember we added 3.5 cups of milk, of water. Now we are adding about 1/4 same cup of milk to the mixture.
Okay. You know, in Thailand, they just call tea in general, they call it chai. And I think it comes from Indian because they had such an Indian influence there.
It does. And if you really go through the etymology of this word chai, as is a belief that it was probably basically originated somewhere from China. About 11 different forms of the names of chai or tea in Chinese connotation also pronounce that as cha or chai.
Oh,
They also pronounce it as chai in Russian.
So here we have added.
So how did tea arrive in India?
The moment you add water, it changes into very healthy brownish color. See if I can show it yet again. Can
Yep.
you?
uh-huh. Yep.
Mhm. Now this is the stage that we would want to have it boiling a bit more.
Okay.
Because this is the stage that would determine how beautifully it should be colored. At the same time, how delectable aroma and flavor it oozes out in the entire mixture.
How did tea originally arrive in India?
Sorry?
Oh, yeah. How did tea originally arrive in India?
It's believed that we always have had this particular tea plant, which comes from the family of Camellia. The actual family which is in use is Camellia sinensis as a wild growing plant species. And ever since, as we got the earliest documentary evidence of having chai, not in its present form, but as a health or a natural therapy drink to heal, people were known to boil those leaves directly in warm water just to get the aroma out of it for healing. The present form, it is believed, it actually took place from, or say, originated from China, as they say. So when in the 19th century English came and they realized that Camellia sinensis, the species of tree, is found here, right? They even imported some Chinese seeds and then they planted in different regions, what we today know by the names tea growing regions of India. But in its present form, while it is actually processed in the factory, it is since 19th century. But spices were always part and parcel of our day-to-day life and day-to-day eating. Our kitchen spice box, it all happens to be a homemade 24/7 available medical store. If people know the medicinal uses, they can actually heal themselves without going to any allopathy, or that's what we call as Ayurvedic or natural therapy. Ginger, cardamom, clove, pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, yeah? Mango powder, kokum, which is garnisha.
So in India,
All
you
these,
can get your
they are
spices
readily
from
available.
your Bartell drugs instead of like having to go to like a specialty shop like we do in the U.S.
Let me show you. This is now coming to boil. If I can show this. Can you see it, Sarah?
Yep. I'll show you what I've got.
Hey, yeah? Can you see it? Hey, brother, can you see it?
I can. Yeah, it looks great. And here's what I've got. So something similar.
Oh, yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Hey, Sarah, cheers.
Cheers.
That's the warm cheer, yeah? Same.
Chin chin.
Okay, so we would still let it boil a bit more.
Okay.
Now you would realize, or you would recall, as I'm doing the talk, I'm again lowering down the flame. You would recall that we have not added any sugar. No sugar added yet, right?
Yeah.
Generally in India, unless someone has been diagnosed with sugar or diabetes, we would be adding sugar right at the onset when we have prepared the spice mix and added the tea powder.
Okay.
That's the stage where we would be adding sugar. But right now, because I wanted to show with sugar and without sugar. Right? So once it starts getting to boil, if you want to have chai which is sugar free, no sugar at all, no sweet, you can strain it, filter it straight away. In India, we are all very sweet people. We talk sweet, we eat sweet, we drink sweet. So here comes the role of sugar.
I can tell if you're an example of Indian hospitality, you are very sweet. So I agree.
Absolutely. Now for those, I'm giving a very good key.
Okay.
For those who would not like to have the sugar sweetness, the very good alternative is palm sugar or jaggery.
Okay, yeah, I have some of that actually from making Thai food. Yeah. I'm actually going to use this as an alternative because we're on a diet right now. I'm using monk fruit sweetener, which is a sugar-free sweetener.
Perfect.
So similar.
Because a lot of times people would not really go for sugar these days because of the so-called health reasons. I would rather than just attack on sugar all the time and be sweet to everyone.
Well, we usually eat sugar, but we've been sitting around for months.
If you want to make medium, as we use the terminology, would you want to have mild sugar, medium sugar?
Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add some. Okay, Chetan, your main screen has frozen. So could you unmute your microphone on your phone, and we can hear you. Thanks for your patience with technology, guys. We're always experimenting here. There we go. Yeah, go ahead and turn on the microphone. Now there we go. We're working now. Great.
I'm back.
You're back. All right.
Okay. So now is the time that we are adding sugar.
Okay.
So for 4 cups, about 3.5 teaspoonful of sugar would be perfect.
Okay.
Unless you really want to make it very, very sweet. But if you're adding about, say, 3.5 teaspoons of sugar, rather than that, if you want to add jaggery, please don't add more than 2 teaspoonfuls of jaggery or palm sugar. Okay. The brown sugar which I showed you, right? Yeah. But that's much more sweet.
It is actually.
So we literally about 70% of the total amount of sugar would be jaggery working for.
Yeah.
So here I go.
For those who are watching who are curious, this is palm sugar. And you can, I use this in Thai cooking a lot. So you can get this at import stores and it comes usually in a big block like this. And then you have to kind of get a ice pick and chip it into little pieces. So this is what he's talking about, palm sugar, if you want to do it the authentic way. All righty.
Now, thanks, Sarah, for having that. I take this jaggery from sugarcane as well.
I have another question. How do these tea recipes vary from region to region in India? Like, do Northern Indian, like along the Ganges, have different recipes than like Dravidian and Tamil recipes for tea?
Overall, the recipe remains the same. The method slightly changes. For example, here we are baking everything separately, added one by one, all the ingredients, and then we are boiling it. That is basically a more common practice across Northern India. Now, if you go to the map of India, and if you go to this place called Goa, which is on the western side, just below Mumbai,
yeah,
right, and you draw a horizontal line across, the entire region down south, below Goa is referred generally to as the southern India.
Yeah.
As you move around different areas across southern India, whether it is Kerala or Tamil Nadu or Karnataka, Andhra, there is a slight variation in the method of preparation itself. Right. And the variation is also in the type of the sieve or the filter that they are using. Here we are using anything which could be of like a wired metal. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Or that's the more common one, the plastic.
Yeah.
Right. In southern India, what they do is they would be having something like this. They take the net out and they stitch a long cotton thread, and that is supported by a long cylindrical tube form of a cotton fabric. So they pour all the mixture and it slowly gets filtered down, and that mixture they keep on using it maybe 2 or 3 times. In northern India, once we filter or strain this entire ingredient, we never again use the same mixture. Never. But what we do is, because there are a lot of spices and also ginger is up there, tea powder, it becomes an excellent fertilizer and organic manure for your plants. So you can actually put it totally, absolutely. If you have flowering plants like roses, sunflower, jasmine, the size would be bigger and bloom would be more blossoming.
Well, this is
Try
great,
it next
Chetan.
time.
I just put some of my vegetables, my winter vegetables, in the garden yesterday. So I will go and pour the grounds from this into my garden. That's a great idea.
That's a small, just to give you an example, that's a small bamboo shoot,
Yeah.
a grafted one, but it is all filled with the tea manure.
Oh, wow. You're growing it in
See
tea.
if I can,
That's crazy.
yeah, see,
Yeah.
can you
Huh.
see it? The black
Tea manure. All right.
on the second camera. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice portable kitchen garden. Okay, now if you again look at your tea, it's almost ready, and notice the color now. That is what we believe is the perfect color. Have a look. Can you
Oh,
see?
look at that. Yeah, that's beautiful.
We have the same color.
All right,
Yay.
Lucas, show us.
We have the same color. Oh, actually, that's a lot darker. Never mind.
Hey, but we're doing okay.
We're close.
We're
We're
close.
close.
Are we close? Yeah.
Okay, so for those of you who are just joining, we are making chai tea live with our friend Chetan in Jodhpur, India. It's midnight for him, so he's been very kind to stay up so late with us to do a Cucina Quarantena today. And the ingredients that we put in have been tea powder, and then we have added cardamom, we have added ginger, and then if you want, you can add cloves, you can add a cinnamon stick if you have that. You can also add nutmeg, it's up to your taste. And then a sweetener of some kind, you can do sugar. Palm sugar is something that he suggested. I'm using monk fruit sweetener because we're on a keto diet. And then you can also add milk, regular milk, or you can add almond milk if you want. All right.
Now, traditionally, in India, we were always having our chai in clay cups. Wait, I'm bringing it close to the camera so that you could see the beauty of the terracotta families, the Potter's family who created these. Look at that.
Wow, gorgeous. They look like ice cream
And
cones.
there's another one with more of design. See?
Oh, beautiful patterns. Yeah.
The second camera. See?
Uh-huh.
And here it is, the first one.
Wow.
Those are pretty.
One of the greatest things with this, 100% biodegradable, environmental friendly.
Smart.
People would use it only once. It can be smashed anywhere you are, not of course inside your homes, but outside. And it goes very amicably with the environment.
Yeah, that's
Generally,
great.
if we're using clay cups, we would be using them only once. We do not wash them and reuse them.
Oh,
Now, yeah, we use them only once.
okay.
Right? Now, imagine, just to share with you, the present government has now decided that on our Indian trains, and just to give you an idea, roughly about 13,500 trains on a daily basis ferry about just about 1.4 million passengers across the country. Imagine even 50% of this magnitude of population starts using these. They are 2 capital E's friendly. First E, environment friendly, and secondly, more important and most important, employment friendly for those potters communities who are really looking towards almost dwindling of their art. So that's what we are doing.
Wow.
Most
That's
of the
smart.
places we are getting cups made of thermocol or paper, but these are all processed, right?
Yeah.
And not really eco-friendly.
No, they're not as pretty either.
Another, steel. The metal work was always our friend. So if it was not for clay, we were using this metal. The bone china probably got introduced with the advent of Europeans to us, and maybe to an extent when we had Chinese coming. But today, these are everywhere.
So what do you use to drink your
so-
chai out of? Do you drink your chai out of
At
porcelain?
home, we are using,
Yeah.
At home, we are using these ones.
Okay.
Very common. Even when we have guests, we use them. Now I'm showing you something which you, if you are on a tour across India and you go to any of those tea stalls, you would also come across what you probably would have seen or heard about the juggling of chai, right? So for that, we normally use this type of the cup steel and a small bowl. More often than not, these are used in very local tea stalls. And what they do is they will be pouring tea in this bowl and bring it to our table. And if you can't do it because it could be very hot on the edges, you need to hold it from the edges. The waiter helps you in juggling it.
Oh, cool.
Two reasons. One, that way it actually cools down. And sometimes they would have added a bit more of grated powdered spice as an addition. So when you are juggling, that spice also gets mixed. Let's see how it goes. Be very careful if you are trying to do it.
Oh, I'm not going to. You show us.
It's not doing it.
Oh, Mama. Have you seen where Uka is?
It's in the dishwasher. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pour
Just
mine
pour it,
in
yep.
a filter because I don't have all of his ingredients and stuff. So I'm just going to filter it.
So yeah, coming back to this, our ingredient, the chai is now ready to be strained and filtered into the cups and ready to be served.
All right. So this is my method, but he's doing a different method.
Nice. So here we go.
Okay.
Okay, Sarah. One more time.
All right. Cool. You're a professional, Chetan.
So our chai is ready to be sip.com.
Sip.com. Okay. Luca, you want to come and have a sip.com?
Cheers, everyone.
All right, here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, cheers to you, Chetan. Clink.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Well,
That
this one
is
from.
So good.
Oh gosh, that's so
Thank
good.
you.
That is better than any chai I've had in a restaurant. That's
yeah.
so good. It's spicy. I like how spicy it is.
Right. And by my definition, this would be nothing but yummy.com.
Well, you are awesome.com, Chetan. So thank you so much for
Thank
teaching us how to make chai today. And I love your shirt. I don't know if people saw that. Chai is life. So how many times a day do people have chai in India?
Generally about 3 to 4 times.
And so it's like espresso in Italy. You always stop and you just have your chai break.
And this 3 to 4 times is a very modest estimate. The moment you are out, any time for that matter is chai time. I tell you, India is known for 3 C's. You know, letter C, One C is cricket. India is a cricket playing nation, and cricket is the second religion here. So one C is for cricket, the game of cricket, right? Second C is cinema, Bollywood.
Hollywood, yeah.
And the third C is chai.
Chai. All right. That's easy to remember that India is meant for the 3 C's. Well, thank you so much.
And
It's been really a pleasure. I've really enjoyed cooking with you today. And you know what? You're going to be coming back to do a live tour, but also we're going to be featuring Southern India later on during this programming. And I was thinking maybe you should come back and teach me how to cook a genuine curry. That would be very nice. All right.
Sure.
Great. So thank you everybody for watching Cucina Quarantena today. Did you have something you wanted to say? Sorry. Chetan?
Oh, I just wanted to say, in addition to the 3 C's, there's 4th C that has recently been added. That 4th C is C for Chetan.
I would agree with that. All right, everybody. So thank you for watching Cucina Quarantena today. Tomorrow, we're going to be discussing yoga in India. And then later in the week, we're going to have a slideshow, of course. And then Chetan is going to be getting up early on his Sunday morning. So Saturday night, he'll be doing a live virtual tour from India. So thank you very much. Namaste, Chetan. You're fantastic. And for those of you,
everyone stay safe. Thank you for joining and enjoy your chai, Sarah. And
I will, absolutely. All right. See you guys all tomorrow for more adventures in India. Namaste.
Cheers, everyone.